Hey everybody, Alex Kozora, SteelersDepot.com, back for another Pittsburgh Steelers tape breakdown. I want to talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers defense and Keith Butler's ability to create safe pressure. Now, I know that the terms safe and pressure feel like an oxymoron, but this is an idea that's been rooted in Dick LeBeau and other great defensive coordinators of solving the problem of how do you still offer different looks, different ways to scheme and generate pressure on a quarterback without exposing yourself if the blitz doesn't get home, if it gets picked up, if the quarterback gets the ball out of his hand early. The old school mentality was you sent pressure one or two ways. A, you didn't really send pressure, you just sent your base guys, your defensive line, your outside linebackers, whatever the case was, or you set the house and you were sending, six, seven guys even occasionally and just going for broke and going on one of those jailbreak blitzes and hoping that it was just overwhelming enough to get home in time before the quarterback could react. But the Steelers, and this is again rooted in LeBeau and Keith Butler has carried that baton, are in the mindset of different ways to creating safe pressure. And also, we've seen a little less of it the past few years, something I'd like to see incorporated more into the defense over the past two seasons. But these are examples of how this team gets pressure with just four, still dropping seven into coverage, still giving themselves plenty of options to take away all throwing lanes and windows and potential soft spots in the defense while still giving an exotic look that gets home. So, a couple examples. We'll take a look at the first one right now. First two examples are going to come against the Miami Dolphins in Week 8 last season. The Steelers mainly did some of the safe pressure, these four-man blitzes out of their amoeba defense, one defensive lineman following Stephon Tuitt's torn pectoral that cost him the latter half of last season. But I really like the scheme here. I may try to put in a graphic of how this thing looks here in a moment. We'll see how well my editing skills go. But let me at least break down what this approach is going to be. This is a third down play. Steelers, again, amoeba defense. Cam Hayward, only defensive lineman on the field. A lot of guys standing up. Offensive line doesn't know who's coming and going. Ultimately, it's just a four-man rush, and responsibilities are as follows. Cam Hayward is going to be the contained guy on the backside of this play, so he's going to be able to loop over here to the C gap and just be the backside contained if the quarterback wants to scramble and run away from where the blitz is going to come from. Hayward's responsible for keeping Fitzpatrick inside the pocket. But Dupree is going to slant down two gaps into the A gap right here between the left guard and the center. Vince Williams is going to scrape over the top and hit the B gap here. And finally, Mike Hilton is going to have a nickel blitz off the edge. So that is responsibility. Hayward contain. Dupree is going to hit the A gap. Vince Williams, the B gap. And Hilton, you'll see in a moment, will come off the edge. Again, I'll try to put in a graphic that shows that. We'll see how well I do. But that is the design of the play. Fast forwarding to the snap of the play again, it's just a four-man pressure. TJ Watt is dropping out into his zone coverage. And really, honestly, the Dolphins do a good job being able to recognize this and pick this up. But because Fitzpatrick feels some of that pressure with Bill Williams scraping over and definitely feeling Mike Hilton coming off the edge here in that nickel rush, Fitzpatrick's going to lose his pocket. He's going to start to climb, take his eyes off the field, run into his own guy, and Bud Dupree ultimately makes the sack there. So this one, honestly, it didn't work as effectively as it could have been. Schematically, the Dolphins responded to this pretty well, but just because of that feeling of chaos, that feeling of pressure, ultimately led to the sack, forced Fitzpatrick to climb the pocket, change his launch point, drop his eyes, and then the rush finally collapsed, get the sack, and he get off the field. So four-man pressure, dropping seven into coverage. We'll take a look at the aerial view. Just playing behind it, just straight cover two, basically Tampa two. Two deep safeties, one half of the field, one half of the field, cornerback in the flat, linebacker playing the deep hole underneath hook zones here from the linebackers, and pressure gets home. So really good design here. The illusion of creating pressure, the feeling that there's more guys rushing than there really are, and ability to create that pressure while still playing safe in the back end of the coverage is a really powerful thing. Sticking with the Miami game, this is in the third quarter, and the Steelers are running the same exact blitz, only this time it becomes a lot more effective, as you're already probably seeing. But let me talk about the assignments of this play again. Just like the first one, just flipped. Cam Hayward, again, amoeba front, third down, only defensive lineman on the field. He's going to be backside container this play. TJ Watt's going to slant down this time. Dupree's going to drop into coverage. Vince Williams is going to scrape over the top and in the B gap, and you're going to get a nickel blitz off the edge, off screen here from Mike Hilton. This time, the Dolphins have trouble picking this up. The right guard has to pick up Vince Williams. Doesn't see him because he gets influenced by TJ Watt, getting his eyes there. Once Watt slants down and crosses his face, the right guard, let me show you here. gets his eyes drawn to TJ Watt and his late reacting Vince Williams. So nickel blitz is holding the right tackle here, creates the open B gap for Vince Williams to run through, run free, forces the throw by Ryan Fitzpatrick, and it gets picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. So let me run this thing through fully this time. Just four-man pressure, dropping seven into coverage, still getting home, still get if you can if you can rush four and get a free shot on the quarterback, unabated to the quarterback, man, you have a great scheme. Steelers do here, get the interception, get their offense back on the field, and a really good play there. So let me show you the coverage element of this as well. Fitzpatrick, great job to match the route, find the ball in the air, high point it, pick it off, make the play. So I'll go back through the end zone view one more time for you guys. Again, safe pressure, getting creative with how you send it, sending four differently, but still just sending four, dropping seven to coverage, and generating some pressure, ultimately a turnover. Let's fast forward to week 11 against the Cleveland Browns against Steelers in their Amoeba defense with just Cam Hayward on the field. This is an attempted RPO run pass option by the Cleveland Browns on this play. And again, Steelers able to rush for it creatively and basically take away every sort of look here. Mayfield wants to throw it, but with TJ Watt now dropping into coverage as an overhang hook defender, forces Mayfield to pull the ball back down. It's chaos in the play. He's just trying to check it down. Finally hits Kareem Hunt. Devin Bush makes a great play to scream across the field, close, and make the tackle here. But see the corner blitzer Mike Hilton again getting pressure, totally kind of disrupts the blocking here of Cleveland. And Mayfield initially wanted to try to throw the ball to the three receiver side, which I'll show you guys right now. But because Watt dropped into coverage, became the hook defender, took away any sort of quick slant, quick hit, that Mayfield wanted, and really just the play's broken by then. Hilton's now getting pressure. Steelers routed the football. Devin Bush a great close and tackle. So show it to you again here. Kind of same concept before, sending for creatively, just different disruption, just different ways to send for. Because if you were just sending your standard four on this play, let's say it was, Vince and Hayward and Dupree and Watt. Well, now Watt's in blitzing, and now you're going to have that number three receiver open for Mayfield to hit and get a positive play. So just showing the quarterback different looks, keeping them on their toes, and just creating general disruption and havoc, really important for this defense. Final example, 2018 against the Carolina Panthers, Week 10, big primetime victory for the Steelers. This is not Amoeba defense. This is the Steelers nickel defense. I think a really good example, slightly different blitz scheme. We'll talk you guys through it, but again, same idea, getting pressure with just four here. Bud Dupree is going to drop into zone coverage. Cam Hayward's going to replace him as contained. Stephon Tuitt's going to slant down into the A gap. Vince Williams is going to hit the B gap, and TJ Watt's going to ultimately rush free off the edge. And the influence of all of these guys slanting down a gap causes the Panthers to slide down and creates TJ Watt with a completely free path to the quarterback. So check it out here. Dupree's dropping, Hayward's containing, Tuitt's hitting the A gap, Vince Williams pressing the B gap, gets the right tackle to come down. See the right guard eyes are drawn by Tuitt slanting down as well, and TJ Watt all alone and just absolutely lights up Cam Newton, forces the fumble. Christian McCaffrey is able to recover it, but it's still obviously a very positive play for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. So just drawing attention away, and hopefully the offense is wrong however they want to attack it. If the right tackle wanted to come out on Watt, well, Vince Williams is going to be free. If the right guard gets Vince Williams, Tuitt's now got a one-on-one matchup against the center here. So really good matchups, no matter what the offensive line wants to do. And if they respond incorrectly, then it's disastrous results. Ultimately, a free shot and just a whooping put on Cam Newton by TJ Watt. So one last look from the end zone view of it. And I do want to show you guys the coverage component of it. It's not just about sending forwards, dropping seven into coverage. It's about being able to still take away all the potential throwing lanes, all the potential hot and quick throws if there's pressure that a quarterback may look for if there's five or six or seven rushers coming. And so Steelers playing cover three behind, everyone taken away. No chance for Cam Newton here to get the ball out quick to anybody. Safety's going to rotate down. Your three deep shell for the Steelers defense in the secondary, and you get four underneath, and that's your classic cover three. So different ways to be able to scheme that up instead of just a traditional way to do cover three, rush your pass rushers, drop your linebackers, off-ball linebackers in secondary into coverage. Just really being creative, different ways. I want to see more of this from the Steelers defense. They actually didn't do it probably as much as they could or should have last season, but when they do, it is highly effective, as I think this video shows. So Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.